Hello, welcome, welcome everybody. I wanted to touch on this today. Somebody asked me today if you were given a task to bring a family together, let's say like a dysfunctional family, or family that's not, people in the family are falling apart, how would you go about it? At first I thought he was just trying to poke with my brains, just to, just like a talking point. But as I sat, I thought about it deeply. I came to realize that there's so much individualism that has really developed in our culture, in our society. Families are falling apart. And sometimes just out of a small little thing, just a little thing, a small little understanding. And people have gone so apart whereby they don't even talk to each other, siblings, friends. And the real problem to this is just misunderstanding and lack of communication. The more you let a problem linger around, the more you start drifting apart, and the more it's hard for you to come and talk out about something. And then ego drops in, and pride kicks in. You don't want to look like you are the one at fault. I can't go and seem like I'm begging for a relationship. You know, that way things just start popping up. Something that was small start growing and becomes this big mama thing that it's hard to move around. So I thought about it. It made me think. First of all, I'll start with parents. If you're a parent and you have kids, in this case, let me say young children. If you have small kids, if you are raising a family, I think as a parent, we should really pay attention in letting our children appreciate each other. I know it sounds so basic, but in the long run, it means a lot. It carries so much weight. Let your children learn to appreciate each other. Let your children celebrate each other's success. When someone has done something or has achieved something, teach your children to embrace that, to congratulate somebody who has done well. In that way, you start eliminating jealousy, envy. These are natural occurrences with human beings. But when you tame them, when you know how to control them, you quiet them, they disappear. Because in the long run, this is what destroy families. So if you are raising kids, you really have to pay attention to that. Because long time ago, oh no, not even long time, sometimes parents, they forget, they put their kids into this competition, who's doing better, who's not doing better. One thing we should come to understand is everyone is different. Kids are different. The way you raised your firstborn, or the way you looked at your firstborn, is different to the way your secondborn is going to come through. They have different characters. They think different. They solve problems different. Their character is different, especially if it's a boy or a girl. It's way different. So as parents, we should pay attention to these things. Some children are good in different things, and as parents, we should understand and know how to navigate through that. Learn what our children's strong abilities are. In what do they do? Are they good in academics? Are they good in practical things? We have to learn all those things so that we can help them as they grow in their career. Yes, as a parent, you have to help your child grow in a certain way. And then when they reach a certain age, they're going to decide their own way. But as a child, as a parent, you're supposed to help the child move. And in that same case, we should help our kids celebrate each other. If there's competition, it has to be healthy competition, whereby when somebody achieves something, you all celebrate that. In most cases, you realize that parents are the ones who destroy families indirect without even realizing. You might have like a favorite child, but that's not something that you should be parading out there like that or showing out there, that even your kids start noticing, like, oh, that's my father's favorite child, or that's my mother's favorite. Because kids learn. In most cases, kids don't learn from what you tell them. They learn from what they see. As they grow, if somebody does well or achieves something, gets a good job or go to a good school, whatever achievement is, if your children haven't learned how to celebrate each other, they'll fall apart. So this brought me to this, like, if I had to help a family come together, what would be my first step? Or how would I go about it? In most cases, what causes these things is if somebody feels like their voice is not being heard, or their opinion is just thrown aside, it starts building or creating resentment. Sometimes people just zone out. Some people step away. In most cases, this is what separating our families. Unresolved disputes. Small little things, they grow to be these big disagreements where people never reconcile. If you've noticed, families that have done well financially, even socially, you find that when there's a little problem, they come together and they talk about it in a controlled environment. And that's what I would do. I would try to let everyone come together. You talk over a meal, maybe dinner, and you set a tone whereby everyone has to be listened to. When one is raising a point, everybody has to listen. No disputing at that moment. When the floor is open to one person, let that person lay out how they feel. No raising voices, no argument, no sarcasm. These are things that are really, really destroying families. I think it's always good to develop strong bonds. Let your children develop strong bonds When they're arguing, they're fighting, you can come in and set a certain temperament for them to listen to each other. Because I've seen people who can't have like a normal discussion. I've seen siblings who can't have like a normal discussion. If something happened and then they want to reconcile, they come together, it always ends up into screaming, talking over each other, and the thing just fall apart. And that has become like a norm to them. It has become normal. So I would create an environment whereby when you're talking, you have to listen to each other. When one person starts talking, the other one has to be quiet. You listen. Not listening to react, listening to understand, to hear somebody out. No raising voices. When somebody finishes talking, then the other one comes and responds to what the other one's saying. I think families should develop that kind of art whereby you hear each other out. When somebody makes it in the family, celebrate each other. When it's your time, somebody's going to celebrate you. Learn to embrace each other's ideas, connections. When you're moving, you're somewhere, you find there's an opportunity, a family member will call another family member. Hey, there's this. Do you want to consider it? Just the way we do with friends. It's easy to do that when you can sit down and talk things out. I think that's all I had for today. Stay at peace. More love.